Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bronze Banter, your one-stop shop for everything Harmony tier. I am Vila, and I'm joined, of course, by Bubba Wyatt and Gom, and we also have two very special guests with us. So, Wolfie, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Wolfie, and I'm the head coach for Eldritch Knights.
Bang.
And we have one more guest. We have Shark. Want to go and introduce yourself, Shark?
Hi there, I'm Shark Tank, or Billy Shark. I'm a player for the Queen's Guard, playing, well, almost exclusively Tracer, but sometimes I get to play other characters.
God,
Well,
it's
Tracer's
you,
really good right
Joe.
now.
It's you. It's you, but but right now.
Huh?
Probably better too. This guy Vila is a Tracer one trick. Fun fact.
Oh,
True.
okay.
Fun fact,
very
I
good
too
one,
am a Tracer one trick, so we've got three right
Oh.
here.
Hey.
I mean,
Um,
it must be just a coincidence, right?
Oh,
We all
I'm
congregate together.
Congregate together. You know,
I'm
just the best
surrounded
players
by
to come and
them.
represent their team.
Why did we get all DPS players? Chobi, what is wrong with
Hey,
you?
what's wrong with that?
I'm a tank
Hey,
player.
yeah.
What isn't wrong
Okay.
with that?
Historically, I've been a main support player.
I'm a support main by trade, but you know, just I happen to fit in as a DPS player here.
Yeah, okay, just right now, we just happen to be DPS players.
Yeah, right now. Well, I mean, maybe I was a support with DPS tendencies, but
Yeah.
potato,
Yeah,
potato.
that's fair. I mean, that's just kind of
I
what
mean,
you
the
have to
best
do.
kind of support player, depending on who you ask. But we're going to go ahead
Yeah.
and get into our match review. We had a big feature match with Mass Effect taking on a big team, Galactic Penguins, who made their official debut for the season because they did not play in week 1. So we'll go ahead and get into our thoughts. Wolfie, how did you feel about the feature?
Honestly, I wasn't too impressed with either of the teams. I understand that Mass had a lot of issues with like DPS and stuff like that. But no real excuse on the side of Penguins. I thought they looked very slow and like they didn't really react to too many things, and just took advantage of I guess Mass's lack of consistent practice to win over them in that series.
Absolutely freezing cold from Wolfie. Shark Tank, how'd you feel about it?
There can be a lot of nuance in scores, and other times there really isn't. And you know, when you see 2-0 and 3-0, that's pretty dominant. It could be more dominant, but I mean, it hurts if you get shut out there.
Yeah, I think we had Galactic. We had question marks about them, but they definitely answered in that feature.
You had question marks about them, buddy. I have been on the Galactic Penguins train for a long time now. I still think we put them way too low in the power rankings. Oh wait, no, Gom, you're not even on that team anymore. Wait.
We didn't include them, remember? Because they hadn't played. We were going to include them this week.
Whoa. You couldn't. I was completely fine with it. I still think I think that we might need to revisit those power rankings soon, and put them a little bit higher up. That's all I'm saying.
Very high up. Gom, you played in the feature. How'd you feel
I
about it?
did.
I ain't
Okay,
watching it now.
so yeah, it was fun. No, not really. No, it wasn't. I was playing Reaper the entire time because you know Maga.
Ew.
You gotta love Maga. Everyone loves Maga.
He's tons of fun to play around.
Yeah.
Why you play Hog?
Yeah, and as
I'm gonna
a-
keep spitting this, by the way. You guys are not gonna get rid of this Hog counters Mauga from me.
Yeah.
Sample
Explain.
size of one match.
Explain.
I won against. I forced a team off Mauga in my Transcendence tier match. Like
Okay, and
on my that was before the patch that nerfed him. So fun fact: Hog counters Mauga.
in that line of thinking, Torb counters Doom.
He's
I
not
mean,
wrong
hey,
there. That
you-
is-
if-
that is
if
the
you
same
say
line of
it-
thinking.
If you say it enough times, people will start to believe you.
All right, I just
Alright.
need a
Just
bigger
think you're-
microphone.
And
Yeah.
look at this cute dog that I have. All right, I can't tell lies. Look at him.
Fair enough.
Well, we also predicted a few other games from last week. The first one was our Pool A feature, Eldritch Knights versus Foxfire. Eldritch Knights won that in a very decisive, very dominant 3-0. They did not even give up so much as a single capture point. Wolfie, you being the coach of Eldritch, I'm sure you're very proud of your team. Walk us through that game for us.
Well, we went into that game and we didn't exactly know what to expect from Foxfire. Like, we don't really exactly know what to expect from any particular team. So you went into that game with obviously like 100% drive, and I think we just absolutely outpaced them and whisked them like defeat from underneath them. And it took until I think map 2 to them come back into a flashpoint, and they had a completely different look, which didn't exactly work out for them, but like it was really promising from them that they came out with a different look, and it did throw us through a couple of loops of like how do we address this. Like they came out on a nice Doom Tracer, I think Genji or Echo maybe, I forget exactly which, on one of the flashpoint maps. I think I can't remember the name of it. It's not Junkertown, it's the other one, the other like
New Junk
City?
City?
no, it's not that one, it's the other one. There's only 2 flashpoint.
Saravasa?
Yeah, Saravasa,
yeah.
that one. Yeah, so sorry. Still new to the game apparently. But yeah, they came out on that on a Doom thing, and they did quite a good job at pulling us apart. And then the adaptations that my team made mid-map, they're all very smart players. They realized that we were getting pulled apart a little bit, and we just overcome it. So I still think Foxfire is a very, very good team, but I just think they got whisked away by our tempo.
Shark, were you able to check out the Eldritch Knights and Foxfire game?
I wasn't able to tune in for all of it, but I think any team can get I almost say like gimmicked out of a point here or there, or there's an alt dump, which let's just use 5 ults at once to get this point, and to not even let that happen in the face of adaptations and changes, especially with pace. That's a big difference. That really shows one team was able to think on their feet and adapt quicker than the other team could.
For sure. Wyatt, what was your prediction for that game? Do we have our predictions that we can flash up like last time or no?
I'm currently. I mean, if there's actually no, we don't, because I did the Discord tier for Silver Slider, I think yesterday. So all of and Monday was Gold Gossip. So no, I don't have any of our preds, but I can search the depths for them. Probably for at least your guys's. Mine are lost.
Well, do you remember what
VOD.
you predicted?
I always predict 3-1s, but I do believe that it's the safest bet. All right.
And it's pretty safe.
I never want to predict a 3-0 because I think any team has the possibility to like at least win a map at any point. And then I never want to predict 3-2s because they never happen. So they happen.
Not
they
true.
happen. They are not.
Very
They are.
untruthful
They are
this
the least. They are the least. Like they're the one that happens the most, or that happens the least statistically.
So essentially, teams
believe-
either win out really dominantly, or they just fall apart. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think
I want to say we had one like that, and I got it right. We'll get to it when we get there, but
probably.
yeah.
But I
proved you wrong on
definitely
that.
I definitely predicted Eldritch Knights for this one, and I think that at least their ranking in the power ranking was smart. I believe, because I believe we had them at least top 5, right?
Top 7,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
I think if I just had my own tier list, they were like top 3, if not top 4, after week 1.
We had them at 8.
Okay,
So,
that's more on y'all. I don't take responsibility for that.
I don't
Yeah, that's right, I'm
associate
saying
with
it.
that list.
Damn.
It's okay. We're going to be shooting up those rankings much as like other teams, I'm sure.
At the rate you're moving, you definitely will. And then Gom, how'd you feel about that game? What'd you predict for the EK versus Foxfire game?
I predicted Eldritch to go 3-1. So yeah, my -1 point for me, I guess. I really wish I got that extra point, but I still got the winning team, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy to support a former teammate because their Lucio Tamora was my former teammate at one point.
Yeah, I think we all predicted Eldritch Knights. I think I came up the worst in that because I predicted 3-2 because I wasn't able to watch Foxfire in week 1, so I gave them like a little more credit and just threw out like a 3-2. because it's week 1. Everyone's kind of a wild card, and then Eldritch Knights just had to come out in 3-0. You just had to go and not even let him take a single capture point. So my prediction was the most wrong out of all of this, but we also
suck.
had our. Shut up. We're gonna go and do our Group B prediction. It was Marmaris Charybdis versus Amaterasu. Wolfie, how'd you feel about that game?
This is actually one of the VODs I looked in the most. I am in love with their Lucio player of. Oh my god, here we go. I have to pronounce something now.
Just say Marmoris. Just don't even attempt it.
Yeah, Marmora. I really like their entire support line. Quite frankly, I think that
Me too.
their Lucio is absolutely fantastic. I think their tank has the pacing that you need to have to win games in this tier, and I think Toro is right there, ready to support when necessary. Their Lucio is very team orientated. He has some amazing disengages and re-engages that's really impressive. I'm fresh out of the VOD dungeon of all this week, so it's all fresh in my mind. He's very, very impressive. I would rate him very easily in my top 3 Lucios of this entire tier. And now, with the addition of Gom, I think this only made them even stronger and a genuine real contender for one of the top spots in this bracket.
Don't boost his ego even more. Don't talk him up.
My bad. Gom's really bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you
They
stink.
drop. My bad. They dropped to the bottom.
But
Shark, how did you feel about the 3-2 win by Marmaris Charybdis over Amaterasu?
A 3-2 win that's supposed to never happen.
Yeah,
doesn't.
supposedly from
Yeah,
a
It doesn't.
supposedly. I think we had 2 last week. One of
That's-
which I was unfortunate.
I can't
No.
count that high, so
Oh, no, okay, but I think it was really interesting watching the scores almost like flip. So you had obviously Morris going out to 2-0 lead, and end up being tied 2 with them losing progressively worse on their escort map. I don't remember what it was, but then managing to clutch out the 1-0 at the very end. Not an easy thing to do, coming back to really tighten up at the end. Being up 2-0 is great, feels awesome, but losing those next 2 really shakes the lockdown for the last one. Hey, congrats to them. Nice job.
For sure. Wyatt, how'd you feel about that? The almost reverse sweep by Amaterasu, and did you predict Amaterasu?
I believe I
Everyone
did.
did.
Yeah, I believe we
We
all
all did.
did.
except
I
me.
mostly, which we actually had Amaterasu at 6, and that's honestly mostly just because Marmoris, like they played against, they had that Shrimpletons match the week before, and like I said, you lost
map.
the point a couple times to a hard Lucio bot. So in my defense, I couldn't predict you to win, but I'm very happy that, I mean, like you said, you're able to take the first 2 and then like catch yourselves, I guess is the best way to put it, for that last map to make sure that you would secure the win. That a lot of, I mean, obviously these were week 1 power rankings, but I genuinely, like, just from this week, I can't wait to like go and start editing, or like just start messing with those power rankings for the future. And this is one of the reasons why.
Gum,
Last
the
week,
team that you're now a part of.
yeah. Last week, everyone on Bronze Banter said that it would be a 3-0 against Marmaris.
Mhm.
I was the
Did not.
only one who voted 3-0 Marmaris. Unfortunately, it wasn't 3-0, but I still got my cred. I
I think
believe
that-
in my team.
This guy had some insider information, I think. I think that's what's going
Yeah,
on
they
right
weren't even your
now.
team at the same time.
That's,
Come on.
Yeah.
They weren't even your team. Don't take credit for that.
I had some final business to do on Galactic Penguins.
Oh, brother.
He just wanted to play in one more feature and then just dip out. That's all he wanted. He just
That's
wanted to
a
play prime time for
smart
one night and then
man.
just dip.
My-
He got his
Smart
bag and he
man.
left.
My former teammate was on Mass Effect, so I was like, I have to play this last game. I have to. And then I
Ah.
dipped.
Yeah, I think what you wanted to do is you wanted to get hype for Marmoris. So you played that feature match, dominated, and then fucking dipped. And that's what you. I think that's what you did.
Exactly.
Read like a book.
Thinking it
Yeah.
from a business standpoint.
I predicted Amaterasu, but again, we had no sample size to go off of for Murmur's Charybdis, but they definitely just showed up and prevented the reverse sweep. And I think that now the big question is, are Amaterasu fraudulent, or are Charybdis just way better than we initially gave them credit for?
The latter.
I'm gonna say I think the latter.
I think they are way better.
Yeah, I think Toro and I think Toro and Toxo. I'll just say that. I don't know how to say his full name, so I'll just say Toro and Toxo. Yeah, I think they're maybe right now looking like the best support duo in the league right now. They're looking really incredible.
They're very in
Joe,
sync.
you said the L word.
Which is
we can use that now.
Some of
Wait,
the
we
parts
can?
are definitely greater. If you get two guys, two characters be, good on their own, but if they're combined, well, it's valuable.
I think what really stands out to me though is not just that they're good in their duo, but they're really good with Jin as well. Their tank player, they're always there. They're always there for him whenever he goes maybe too deep or tries to pace too fast. They're always right behind him, and I think, obviously, I'm a very big tempo guy, and I think that is really powerful, especially now that you have a very good DPS to go along with it. So yeah, my stakes on this team is definitely raising.
Would you agree that a team that is, let's say, significantly better will hold a higher tempo over the team that they're playing against to kind of ensure they never get their feet underneath them? Or would a better team be able to take it a little bit slower just to make sure they don't make mistakes?
I think a better team would definitely a better team would understand their win cons a lot more. So a better team would see something and be like, oh, this
Jump on it.
This Lucio uses amp really early, this Moyo uses fade really early, this BAP is really easy to force out lamp. Things like that, conditions that make neutral fights, just so winnable. A better team will find that, and that allows them to pace up because they've found the weak spot, right? So I don't necessarily think better teams will always pace faster. Better teams will be able to meet conditions that allows them to pace faster. I think there's another step to that. I think that even if you are on par with a team and you go first without understanding win cons, you're just coin flipping the fight.
Absolutely, you can absolutely rush a fight.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason, at least for me, whenever I play tank, I'd get as many coin flips as possible. I just rush in.
That's so real.
The
Dying on respawn.
The quicker you can find value.
Yeah, the more fights I get, the more likely I get at least one big win, right?
Yeah,
I mean, hey,
so it is.
Their team can have ults, but as long as my team also has ults, it's okay. That's what I've learned.
There we go. You can just mirror them in every fight.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
We're gonna go
You're
get
not
on
feeding,
to
you're not trying.
We're gonna get to our third feature. It was for the C group, and it was the Nutty Crackers versus Team Fast Don't Lie. And this is the one that I was referring to earlier, that proving why I'm wrong. I got this one right. I think most of y'all predicted Nutty Crackers. I was with Team Fast Don't Lie, and they came up with a big reverse sweep. Yeah, Team Fast Don't Lie with a reverse sweep, winning 3-2 over Nutty Crackers. Wolfie, just getting out of the dungeon. How'd you feel about that?
So I'm fairly sure we warmed up Team Fast Don't Die for the scrim. I'm pretty sure that was our warm-up scrim. I could be right in that. I might be wrong, however, so take it with a pinch of salt. And they have a fantastic DPS line. I really like Tusami. I think that they are the team's win con, basically. And the soldier is fantastic. And early on, though, it was just a very strong compositional gap of, they had some sort of Reaper May sort of composition, and they're running out in soldier. Obviously, you can't really provide as much value as the Reaper can on closer maps. But I think when the map pool widened and opened a lot more to where things like Echo, and they can really flex their hero pool a lot more than just being on a May Reaper lock-in, that's when they started to see a lot more success. I think that also it was a little bit of a breakdown from Nutty Crackers in that the series went final on. Their team play wasn't really there, and there was a lot of team play for the side of Team Fast don't lie. They had especially on that final map, they had loads of flashy Orisa Sombra combos, so just like EMP into the Orisa ult, and they had Nuttycrackers never really had an answer for that. So maybe a last or like a longer series breakdown from them, but they look promising early on. If they can, if they can work out their flashpoints and close it out, they could be a pretty dangerous team.
For sure. I think they were the opposite a little bit of Marmara's Charybdis, where I think maybe we put them a little too high to begin with. But Shark, how'd you feel about the reverse sweep by Team Fast Don't Lie?
This wasn't a match I followed too closely, but Nutty Crackers seem to follow a pattern that you'll have in a long night of queuing competitive over and over again, where you warm up, you have a couple of matches where you're on it, you're firing, you're hitting your shots, you're doing well, you're coordinating well just naturally, and then maybe you take a little break, or you have a couple of something roughs you up, and then from then on you can't get that rhythm back, you can't get whatever it was that was working back in sync. It just doesn't go right, and that's just kind of what it felt like watching.
Like a loss of momentum kind of thing. Like they took the halftime and then it was just kind of.
Yeah, it's movement is life type of thing. Where as long as they were moving, as long as they were firing, things were good. Took a break, came back, and Don't Lie took the initiative from there with the 3-1, which is that hurts. 3-1 stings because that 1 point feels pretty far away at the end of the match. And then from then on, it was theirs.
So what you're saying is we should never take halftime unless you're in a feature match. That's what I'm hearing.
I personally don't like the pause. I feel like I would rather go straight.
I don't either.
Yeah.
My time coaching and managing, if we were winning, we would typically be up 2-0 at the half, and then we just wouldn't take a half unless they wanted it. We would let them call it if they wanted it, but otherwise we wanted to keep the momentum rolling just for that exact thing that Wyatt mentioned. Sometimes, you take that half and disrupts your rhythm a little bit.
I think that's what most teams do at this point.
You're just sitting in your chair a certain way. Something simple as that.
Yeah, I've said similar things to my team. I've said that when a team we never opt to take a timeout, and if other teams do, I say that if you feel like you need to leave the lobby, go into practice range of some sort of thing, and just keep moving, then do so. And when they come back, rejoin the lobby. When they're ready, rejoin the lobby, because it's a genuine issue of I call it burnout, but I know it's not exactly burnout. It's just a momentum gap. Getting the momentum again and going is really hard, and you have to have very vocal players to kind of re-raise the energy back up again and get the tempo back up to what you want it is. I've even seen my team be a lot slower after the break.
Yeah, I think that just happens to a lot of people.
Sorry,
Dude.
Dom, how'd you feel about the 3-2?
I predicted that perfectly.
Same. Were you in the 3-2 squad as well?
Yeah. Perfect 2 points.
I'm so sad, man. I love the Nutty Crackers.
I do too, but we just had to vote with your heart and came up with it. Big reverse sweep.
I'm gonna cry.
3-2. Yeah, it was the Eldritch Knights buff from the warm-up. We'll credit it to that, as well as
that's real.
That's it. Give it all the credit. All the credit we can. Actually, let's just hand that over to us.
Thank you, Wolfie. Thank you, Wolfie, for the +2.
Don't worry about you there.
And then, very sorry, Shark. We're gonna get into our last game that we predicted, and that is Pew Pew Plunderers versus the Queen's Guard. It was a very, very close, down to the wire, 3-2 win for Pew Pew Plunderers. Wolfie, what do you think about that game?
PP Plunderers, right? There we go. So I think my Scotty stonks are massive. I think Scotty may be one of the top 2, maybe top 1 tanks in this thing. I think Scotty is fantastic across every hero he plays very easily for Pew Pew. And I'm very, very big on their hit scan DPS. So for this to go 5 maps against Queensguard, I think what really get it in him is I know this is pronounced differently than what it said, but here we are. From Pina's Ryan Hart style is very much go fast and find as much value as possible. And I think that really kind of clutched out a lot of the earlier maps for them. And Dumpster Baby is, once again, I have to highlight, I know we spoke about this a lot before going live, but Dumbs Baby is in my top 5 of Lucio's. Very, very, very capable, very team orientated, has a good understanding of what he can and can't do on that Lucio, and is like a big enabler for Pina to be able to do the things he wants to do, especially on those control maps, especially on flashpoint maps like that. He's a big enabler for Pina to just be quite dominant on the Reinhardt, or in any tank that he wants to.
For sure. Shark, how'd you feel about the come from behind win by PP Plunderers?
I don't know about come from behind. It was pretty back and forth, but
They were down good in that game.
as crazy as it sounds, I think you're underselling Dumpster Baby's contributions, especially. I mean, being in like Route 66, for example, playing the brawl comp and close holding like that. There's not a lot that we could do against. Let's say the Ana that was set up on top of the gas station there on second point, or machine shop, whatever it was, or soldier or whatnot. And it was incredible to have Dumpster Baby just run out there and fight and usually win, or at least disrupt enough to matter. Whoever was on that high ground while the rest of the team was able to turn their backs without getting shot. Speaking for the match as a whole, came out strong, felt great. That first map, smooth. Best way to describe it. And then Paradiso, frankly, I've never been a fan. I don't like the verticality, especially as
Same.
like a tracer player.
Yeah.
I understand there's routes,
Yeah.
but I don't like taking them. They take forever to get around.
Third point's like the only point of that map that I think exists. The rest of it is the rest of it's just there. Third point's the only point that exists.
First point, second point, pain is if you don't have vertical mobility.
Yeah.
I had credit where credit is due. On map 4, we got a little pep talk and a strategy change from our coach / GM, and he called out an old strat, just the May Ryan and the mine shaft from forever ago in Overwatch 1, and it was something that we hadn't had a lot of practice on. We managed to execute it well. And one thing I will say is we're very happy with the result. Obviously, it sucks to lose, but given having a number of new players who were like just added to the roster like a week and a half ago or so, I think we did all right. And there's a little bit of Queensguard slandering in the tier list that hopefully will be rectified here soon enough.
Not from us. We had you at 3.
Yeah, I predicted you guys, so.
I was gonna say, I think most of
really
us did.
nice.
Actually, no, I did. I predicted PvP.
No,
But-
most of you, predicted PPP.
This was the one game that I actually thought about predicting a 3-2. This is the one singular game that we predicted that I was like, maybe I do it, because we have these teams at 2 and 3. But yeah, and also, by the way, with that Ryan, do that with Ram.
Do that with Ram?
Dude, Ram makes that
Ram's
strat
better.
insanely broken because you shield first, and then you Maywall first, and then you put the Ram shield up, and then as soon as the Ram shield goes up, you put out his punches. He just holds right click there, and then just until the Maywall comes back up, or until she can just freeze and wait, and then you just repeat that over and over again. Like that strategy, that strategy that you just described is broken, but do it with Ram, and I guarantee you that most Harmony teams will not be able to figure out how to beat it.
Giving away free coaching advice, that's insane.
You guys are whoa! I'm about to say, you guys, that's what you guys have been doing. I gotta get some in here.
Hey, I'm not here to reveal the secrets. I've already revealed quite a lot to Vela personally, so I'm not here to broadcast it.
Oh,
but
it's too late.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm giving out
as a
free strats.
As a set strat,
Yeah.
something to consider going forward. Fly, just seat of your pants on the moment. I'm very happy with how Route 66 turned out. That second point hold right at the doors, that was tight. That felt great.
That was
I got one thing I will say is for myself personally, I was I came back to the game after playing mostly Overwatch 1. I had no idea how much Maze M1 did. And so I got a talking to from my coach after the match, like, hey, why weren't you using mouse 1? I didn't know.
Yeah, that's the one singular time I will ever suggest you play Ramatra, because I hate that character so much. I want him
Really?
gone. No, I hate Ram. I'm a
Why?
Ryan. Because one, I'm a Ryan. I play Ryan Sig, but also because he's the perfect like poke
Balance.
brawl tank. He's
Poke
such a
brawl.
yeah. He's so like perfectly balanced, or not perfectly balanced, but he's so like perfectly in between the two, or like he's just like a perfect tank that I hate him so much, because he just counters anything that I want to play that's fun. Like I can't
He's a
play
good
Ryan
jack of all
anymore.
trades.
Ryan's impossible to play now because he exists.
You say
So,
that though,
like-
but I have watched at least about 15 Ryan VODs of teams just hard mirroring with like Soj, May, Soj Reaper, Ryan Bap stuff. And like there is so much Ryan still happening, even with the Ram being a factor.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's just you
opinion-
centered your comp around the Ryan and countering the Ram.
No. Okay. Opinion on this. I think a lot of the times, like if you're playing Ryan in the Ram, almost ignore Ram and jump on whoever's behind him.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's absolutely like that makes Ram a lot less relevant. I think Ram gets a lot more value if Ryan stands and fights with Ram. Yeah, not a great trade. If Ryan jumps on whoever happens to be behind him, call it an Ana. That's a much different matchup. And it kind of forces Ram to turn, and then Ram gets shot in the back.
Oh yeah, 100%. But that's just like not. If you're playing against a good Ramatra team, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually do that though, without just completely ignoring the Ram.
I think Pina's a prime example of what he's explaining here as well. Like,
Yeah,
that's
Gotta go
exactly
fast.
what-
Gotta go
I think
fast.
that's exactly what he was doing. Is Lucio had amazing like control over his Reinhardt of like the tempo of the charge setting and back and forth and disengaging and re-engaging. I think that they're doing it, not playing Ram to the best of their abilities by running around, speeding around the Ryan and stuff like that. And there is value to what he's saying. If you just speed the Ryan past the Ram, that you just find infinite amounts of value. It's just how much value can you find outside of mirroring the Ram, or is it worth just mirroring and can you find even more? It's a different question entirely. So.
Yeah, Pena, if you would have told me that you play Ryan like that, I would have 100% predded Queen's Guard, by the way. I love Ryan's like that, because I love doing that. Go ask I forced my flex support to get 25k healing per game. Alright? I love that style of Ryan. That's the correct way.
The Ryan with the Arnonade flying in over your head.
Oh, he can't play anything but
the
Bap when I'm
healing
playing
boost
Ryan.
and the sleep dart to get the Ram to buy him another
exactly.
second.
Yeah, I force him to play a lot of Bap. But it's fine because he likes Bap, so it's okay.
Yeah, but for sure, I think Dumpster Baby, we've already sang the praises enough. Great name, by the way.
I was gonna
They
say,
were-
that's the best
yeah,
contribution to
goated
the
name,
entire team is
but-
the name.
Yeah,
Oh
they were
no, man.
instrumental. I don't think that Queen's Guard are in a position to be in a map 5 and win if not for the contributions of Dumpster Baby on the Lucio. Like just insanely mechanical. You see Lucios in this kind of SR doing the more almost Reddit kind of offensive Lucio, and it just always goes horribly. They're not supporting
Or
the team,
heal
they just get
botting.
picked. Yeah, exactly. Or heal botting. And Dumpster Baby just manages to be the entire package. And yeah, I loved seeing you guys pull out that Ryan May blast from the past nostalgic strat on Route 66. But are we good to go ahead and get into our next little
I think
segment?
so.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. We're gonna go
Go
into a segment. It's a staple of Bronze Banter as well as the Iris podcast. It is buy or sell. Wyatt is gonna flash up a image and a team, and we're going to buy or sell. Buy meaning that we think they are a big contender. We are believers in them. And sell, we're not very convinced.
Alright, we ready?
Ready?
Alright, so we're gonna start out with, because this team has 3-0'd both of their opponents, and we haven't considered their opponents too highly. We're gonna talk about the Kingpins. Are you buying or are you selling on Kingpin stocks?
We'll We'll start with you, Wolfie.
I think that this might be a surprise to you guys, but I've actually watched very little of Kingpin's VOD. I've watched about 5 minutes of a Busan.
Good, you don't watch manga.
Well, that's a big part of it, but also, I also just don't. I would like to be surprised in our soon-to-come match. So I think that obviously they 3-0. They haven't dropped a map yet. There's no reason not to sell. There's no reason to necessarily buy any more either. So I think I'm just gonna. If it's an option to keep my current stocks where they are, I'm gonna keep my current stocks where they are.
You get it.
One
You
or
get
the
it.
other. It's binary.
It's one or the other.
Okay,
Yes
I'll
or no?
buy into it. I'll
One
buy
or
in.
zero.
I'll buy in. Yes. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. I'll
One
buy
or
in.
none.
Good choice. Good choice.
I'll buy in.
Shark, are you buying or selling the Kingpins?
I'll buy on the condition that they continue dominant.
Fair.
I don't think we
Wyatt.
really get. I don't think we really get an
Yeah, do
opinion on
we-
this, Joe.
That's
But
fair. It's our
obviously,
team.
obviously, we're going to buy. But it's
Yeah.
I do obviously need to. I'm feel like this next game, or like at least I want some other game where they struggle more, or like actually lose a map to really decide whether or not I feel like we can actually win a back-to-back championship, because I feel like I feel like seeing someone's shortcomings, like a team's shortcomings, is better to determine how they'll end up than just straight up dominating 2 games against teams that we consider that are weaker. So if so, like I just need to see more from my own
Week
team.
5. Week 5.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
That's what
week
I
5.
just saw someone say week 5. What's that? Oh yeah, it's Eldritch Knights. Okay, yeah, that'll be that's. Thank God.
Yeah, we're in a similar position where obviously no one's really challenged us either in scrims in game. So
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to week 5.
Ningam, are you gonna buy or sell on the Kingpins?
Okay, I think I'm gonna sell. Like, I believe in
Bitch.
Vila's coaching, but we've
That's a
we've
mistake.
we've scrimmed against Kingpins before, and it just didn't feel there, you know.
You scrimmed against us with Gabe as the tank and not Zach.
Yeah, we didn't have our tank.
Really?
Not to
Oh.
like disrespect.
Yeah.
Not to disrespect Gabe, but when you have a player who's a full flex and a person who specializes in a role, the player who specializes
didn't
in that
know,
role
I
is
didn't
gonna be
know, I
better,
thought-
you know.
Yeah,
I
on
just remember scrimming
I assume you're
against
talking
you
about the
guys,
Sunday scrim that Chobi
Yeah.
put into the match sheets for some reason.
Oops. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that was-
I
yeah.
think
Woof.
Yeah, it was just because we had Gabe.
I just want to see a bit more happen.
Yeah.
Before I can fully commit.
That's fair.
Cool to
Understandable.
sell me to a different team. Wolfie, can we trade them for Zebras? Can we do that right here?
Absolutely not. No, sorry.
Damn
about that one. Absolutely not. Sorry
I
about
wanna-
that one.
I
You're
had to shoot the
almost
shot.
free.
It's all right.
We were
Yeah.
almost free. It was so close.
It's all right. Cool. We love you. We never trade you. Well, I wouldn't anyway.
Who is we? I would definitely. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to our next team. This team, I feel like, I don't really have many words because they've only played the one game. Were you buying or selling the one game on the Galactic Penguins?
I don't know
Wolfie,
if it's
to begin.
not going to be a shock to anyone. I am definitely selling. I think that they were slow to begin with, and I think we're losing a absolutely crucial part of their raw power to go on to a different team. That I think that this team is going to be on the decline. It wouldn't surprise me if they were.
Hot take, I would say. Shark, how
Maybe
about
so.
you?
Oh, sample size of 1. I mean, anything can happen on a given night.
Sunday?
It's hard to make a judgment there. I wouldn't hold that standing and confidence until I see another win on the board.
You gotta buy or sell. It's just the game. It's the way this works. You gotta.
I'll buy on that.
Yeah.
All right. But Wyatt.
I'm buying. They still got a goated roster, even though I'm sad that that guy over there left, but you know, they still got a good roster. I'm sad I probably won't get to see Eternal play any tank in an actual match, but I still have a lot of faith in this team. Really good looking roster, at least from their DPS and tank. Yeah, I'm still buying on the Penguins like I have.
Gum, are you buying or selling your former team?
I think I'm gonna buy. I've seen the stuff that they can do. I'm a believer. Well, obviously we've mentioned Eternal, but I think we're underselling Bevan. That guy, he's like a hidden gem. He actually has crazy moments that no one actually realizes that he does. And yeah.
I was actually trying to
Yeah.
pick up Bevan, but you joined Penguins, so he joined you. It was
Yes.
unironical what he told me, and now you're gone.
Get
Yeah,
fucked,
loaded
Bubba.
with intangibles. And
Yeah.
Bernie, I think, personally gave Bevan player of the match for that. So I do want to give a shout out that Bevan did get some love and some recognition. And for me,
Praise the
yeah,
goat.
I'm for sure going to buy on the Penguins. We're one game in, but they've been a staple of Harmony Tier for a while. Like, they're always upper echelon. They're always at least champ bracket. Great rosters every season, stacked. This season's no different. And until I'm given a reason to, I'm going to buy.
Yay!
Yay, we did it. Okay. Moving
Sorry, I thought you were just
on.
loading up the next image.
I am. So, moving on to our next team, and I just want to be clear that I'm not going to put any teams that have gone 0-2. Preferably, we're just going to go with teams that have won both of or one of their matches, just because it's a little unfair to have an 0-2 team and no one buys on them. So,
Really? I mean, there are a couple I would maybe
Yeah.
buy. I mean, there are some 0-2 teams I would possibly rate higher than some 2-0 teams right now.
really?
Yeah, Mass Effect and Sirens, I
Oh, I didn't think about
are
Mass
still
Effect.
very
Yeah,
good.
I can
Yeah.
agree with Sirens.
I didn't think about Mass
scrimmed
Effect and Sirens.
We scrimmed Sirens pretty recently, and they had good showings. So I definitely think that
That's
they've
fair.
got a much easier time ahead in their bracket than what they're currently
Yeah.
showing.
They
That's
just
fair.
drew a horrible 1-2 punch. You know, they had to
Yeah.
play what looks to be like the two best teams in the pool back to back, so it was just really unlucky for them.
Alright. That's fair. But, I mean, okay, we'd both, okay, so we're buying on those two, so we'll just pretend that I did those just now. Next up, I don't even have any words. You already know what I'm doing with this one. We're going with the Shrimpletons, boys.
I would like to buy if they get on one condition. I will buy on one condition. This team, they get War off of May. For the love of God, get this man off of May. This man looks to be one of your better players on the roster, and you're caging him to May. Like, please put him on Echo, put him on Tracer. Like,
May
try
jail,
to
May jail.
try to
Major
value him anywhere out from the May. The amount of openers he got while being on the May was incredible, and like not really seen from May, to be quite frankly. Get this guy off of May, run a faster paced comp where you don't have to utilize the wall, and you will see lots more success. Like, this War is by far one of the fantastic. I'm definitely going to buy into this team on that condition. They get him off of
Yeah.
May.
Shark, you buying or selling?
I'll buy on the Shrimpletons. I mean, the 0-3 week 1 is rough, and then starting, losing the first map of week 2 means that they're effectively 0-4, and then they grind out 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3 close games to win their second week. Alex, I mean, that's got to be, if not a change, at least the ability to buckle down. And that's I think that's a
Bubba Wyatt.
I am putting all my money into the Shrimpletons, baby. They're coming back. If week 1 was a fluke, the Shrimpletons are swagging out. The Shrimpletons are going to find a way to win their pool. All right? Shrimpleton sweep, all I'm saying.
Dom.
This one's tough. This one's actually tough. See, I want to say I was originally gonna go with Cell, but I definitely think that the week one was unfortunate with but yeah, I'll buy into them. Let's see how they do from here.
Someone paid off Hard Lucio bot. That's all I'm okay. That's what happened.
He takes dives, so we all know that. He's
Yeah.
been doing
Well,
it his whole career.
Like,
Seem
honestly.
to be pretty positive all around here so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the Shrimpletons. I said it last week. We're going all the way this year, baby. It's our
Yeah!
time. I'm not even part of the roster.
Shrimpletons!
Yeah, I'm gonna buy. I think also Flambeau Jambo looks really good on the flex support on the Baptiste. I like their window usage and the placement, especially and the timing for tempo, especially on King's Row in their last series. I need to see a little more from them. I believe they played who was it, Izanami, in their
Yes.
last game.
Yes.
Yeah, and Izanami are looking very shaky right now. So I want to see a little more, but I like what I've seen so far. I'm gonna buy.
Alright. Perfect. I'm trying to find a team that's not like. Oh, here we go. I've got one. We're going with the Diamond Eagles.
Diamond Eagles.
Yes, the Diamond Eagles, who are 1-1, with a -1 map record.
I watched this this game, and I think the only person that really stood out to me was, and here we go again, Oakland Knox. Them on the Sojourn is absolutely world class, and I think that they're backed by a very capable flex DPS. A flex support, a very good back player. When it comes to like team play and stuff like that, though, I didn't really see much. So until I see more, I probably sell for this team, honestly.
Shark, buying or selling the Diamond Eagles?
For much the same reasons, I'd probably sell the Diamond Eagle. I don't know. Oh, the 3-1 on King's Row hurts. That one. I'm selling.
But what?
I wasn't intending this for it to be this negative, but I'm also selling on the Diamond Eagles. They've beaten. The only team that they've beaten is the team that we have ranked very, very low, and they lost a map to them. They also did lose to a team that we have ranked, I think, 4th right now, or no, even ranked 7th. But so they took points on them. So I need to see some improvement before I can buy. So I'm gonna be selling on them.
Gum.
You know what? I heard Wolfie talking about their DPS line, and honestly, I love Sojourn myself, and hearing that they have like a good Sojourn player, I'm buying. I'm all for the Sojourn. I love Sojourn.
This guy.
Dude, I'm a
Well.
hit scan player. What do you want from me? It's a hard time for us right now. It's a hard
Well,
time.
somebody's
Arguably
being-
one of the better times
Hard
in the game.
time?
Yeah.
You're talking to a tank.
It's a wide open field. Like
You're talking to a
I don't
tank
get to
player.
play
What are you
any of
talking
the characters
about?
that like I excel in though, which is the issue. So
I don't think that's the game.
You're talking to a
that's
tank
your-
player, buddy.
your-
What are you
your-
talking
your
about?
environment.
I get to play Tracer all day. I'm happy, but I'm glad somebody's being positive. I'm glad somebody's being positive with Diamond Eagles because I'm also going to sell. They have a great logo. I like a name, but yeah, I'm not very impressed losing 3-0 to Boston and then giving up a map to Tokyo Row Records, who, without wanting to be extremely harsh, look like they're like bottom 3 or bottom 4 right now in the league. So I'm gonna sell on the Diamond Eagles.
Fair. I had a team picked, but I realized that their win is against Team 24, who is known throwers. So I'm not gonna be putting them up here. Oh wait, is that the same? No, it's not. Okay, we're gonna be going next with the Moonlight Heroes. I think this will be. We'll do one more after this, because we're past midnight.
Yeah, Moonlight, I actually liked a lot of. I actually delved quite deep into their VODs because I was enjoying watching it so much. I
Same.
think that they have very unique looks, and that really sets them apart from a lot of other teams. I think Hanako, I think she is maybe top 5 DPS currently in her given role in Hitscan. And not only like can they play Hitscan, but they can also play a ton of Pharah as well. They had a really aggressive Pharah composition for Kingsrow Second, almost a historical comp, really. And I think that a lot of the team is very good at having a good understanding of what they currently want to do with the circumstances that they're in. You know, down a player, have old advantage, don't have old advantage, and so I think that I'm definitely going to buy for this team. This team is very promising in my eyes.
Dark.
Looking at like, I can't go too much into the matches. I didn't watch too closely, but with what I did see, and then the standings, you have Moonlight Heroes at 1-1. They lost to another 1-1 team, which is +2 on the win-loss, or on the over/under, and then they beat another 1-1 team, who is down 1. So, and they might just be gatekeepers right there in the middle, but it's also 2 weeks. Maybe they catch fire. I'd probably sell though.
All right. Thank you for not buying, so we didn't all three have the same thing again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy because they took Amaterasu, who we talked about liking, to a 5-4 in the first game on King's Row. I mean, they lost the other maps pretty handedly, but that's Flashpoint and then first map, so it's like I can't go too hard on them for that. And also, like, Amaterasu took the Amaterasu Marmoris game that we talked about earlier, and then they dominated this week. I think that there's a lot of potential here, and that they have a decent chance to make it far. I'm buying.
Gum.
I'm buying. I've been looking at that at Moonlight since the very beginning. Because I think I saw something about them having like a legacy exemption or something. I don't remember
really?
correctly, but I think I saw something. I saw like I don't know. It was
I'll check
somewhere in
for
like the frequently asked questions, or not the frequently asked questions, but like the train questions thing.
Oh, they
I saw something.
do.
Yeah.
Hanako.
So yeah, I was keeping an eye out for the Hanako player because I knew that they had something to do with legacy, and I'd buy them.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's-
buy. I think this is a team that's going to be kind of mid-table at the beginning, where they sort of are right now in their group, and then they're just only gonna get better and better, and they're gonna be that team that probably doesn't go into playoffs with like a really high seed, but by the time playoffs start, they're gonna be that team that people are like, oh, they're a 6 seed, but they're not really a 6 seed. Like, we know they're a lot better than that, and they're gonna be like the team people kind of hope that they don't get in the first round of the playoffs. But yeah, Hanako, Wolfie was praising the Pharah. The Sojourn looked good on Lijiang Tower as well, especially on Gardens. But the Genji on Surabasa, my goodness, I want to see Hanako's kill participation. They just practically every final blow that was got was like from Hanako in that map. It was utterly insane. So, and it wasn't just like Hanako hard carrying either. Like, the rest of the team looked good. You know, I don't think it was a thing where like everybody sucked and then Hanako was just hard carrying a team and putting them in her backpack. Like, it was a pretty dominant showing against Stardust Strikers. So yeah, I'm gonna buy this team.
I think it's
If
really
I may-
reasonable. Oh, go on, you go on.
If I may, it's maybe I'm dating myself, but Season 1 Overwatch League, the London Spitfire is kind of quietly maintaining it just above 500 to get into the playoffs, and then just kind of catching fire at the exact right time with players that, they're right up there, like you mentioned. The whole team plays well, and then you have a couple of people that light up. You can get really deep with that.
Yeah, I think it's really reasonable to label this team as like what Shark said initially, as like stoppers. You know, like stopping other kind of middle of the table team to get into playoffs. I think that these middle of the table teams need to look at beating this particular team to have a chance of it. I think they could really be like blockers for that. That's a really reasonable assumption.
For the playoff gatekeepers.
Yeah, gatekeepers, that's what I was looking for, yeah. I think that's a really, really good assumption, because I don't know right now if they exactly have the understanding to take it to like the sort of upper bracket teams, but they can definitely prevent a lot of the lower bracket teams from getting spots in playoffs and stuff like that, for sure. That's very reasonable.
I like that. Alright. Last team. We're gonna go with Boston University Pink, who is currently 2-0 with a +6 map differential.
I absolutely love this team. Like I said, I'm fresh out of the VOD dungeon, and I've watched every single team in the past 6 hours, and this team I enjoyed watching so much. There's just not a player on this team I do not enjoy watching and doesn't have immense impact. Their Lucio, I would rate top 2 currently. Their Lucio is fantastic, not only mechanically, but with the understanding of team play as well, is brilliant. They don't have a weak role by any consideration. Their flex support is also insanely good and flexible, and their hit scan DPS is just dominant. It's just very dominant, and I'm talking Cass, Zerberus sort of dominant. You know, he is very, very good. So I'm definitely 1000% buying this team all the way. This team's very, very good.
Dark.
I'm torn between on one hand dominant 6-0 effectively in terms of maps. At the same time, playing them next week, can't be hyping them up. So I'm gonna say we're gonna 3-0 them next week.
Okay. I like the confidence.
Alright. I am going to sell, but for a completely opposite reason, or for completely different reasons. The fact is, they have played 2 teams that we've not considered very good in Diamond Eagles and in 2F Ash, or at least we didn't rank them very highly, and they played them in dominant fashion, but at the same time, I can't buy into a team like it's the same thing I was saying with Kingpins, where I mean the only difference between that is that I've seen more, like I've seen scrims and whatnot of Kingpins, and I mean like you went to that VOD dungeon, but I truthfully haven't watched this week's VODs, so I just need maybe I need to go back and watch them, but I have to sell for the time being, and I don't know why my camera's lagging, but I'm just gonna have to sell until I see more, or they beat another better team.
That's really valid. I had the same sort of I saw the same sort of things. I saw that I knew that they didn't go against teams, but what I saw in those VODs, the aggression, the speed at which they play at, I would like to see how other teams punish it, or even if they could, because the rate that they take team fights and wipe the other teams very, very quick, and that's what made me so big on them mainly.
That's fair.
Dom, how you feeling about Boston University Pink?
I think I'm gonna buy. I predicted them to win, so I kind of want my points. So I'm hoping that they will show out.
Hey, I'm actually Wyatt kind of beat me to the punch. I certainly
Yeah.
don't think they're bad in any way, but yeah, I'm with Wyatt. I mean, we saw them play Diamond Eagles in week 1, who are at this point in the season they're like lower mid-table, I would say, and then they play in 2F Ash, who in my personal power rankings are like just above Team 24. I mean, it's like I don't ever want to be mean-spirited on this program, but like
I do.
They look rough. Like I'm not. No, come
That's
on.
just tough.
Facts are facts. Yeah, thank you.
They.
You're
I
welcome.
mean, it is true. Like they into F Ash are currently averaging 1 team fight win per game, not per map or per round, but per game. And so, like, I'm not very impressed with a 3-0. I mean, Boston University did what a dominant team is supposed to do in a matchup like that and completely stomp. So that's good. You know, I don't want to penalize them for that just because of the competition. But yeah, it's looking really bad for N2F Ash. I watched both of their games so far from their perspective, and Boston, this one may, for me, end up being the one that ages like a herring under a floorboard, but I am for right now gonna say sell.
All right. Well, that's all I have for buy or sell. Let's go to some predictions.
Do it.
All right. On
Let you
you,
announce
sir.
these because you got the prod.
Okay. So, first up, we're starting with Sirens versus Foxfire.
I put it
Stop
a
dying.
3-0 for Sirens here. I think that Sirens are much better than what they've obviously displayed. And I think that they've had their hardest battles so far. And hopefully they've had their hardest battles, learnt from them with the numerous coaching staff that they have. And now they look to go in. We also scrimmed them very recently as well, like I said. They had a pretty okay performance against us as well, so I think it's enough to be able to beat Foxfire pretty convincingly.
Dark. Do we lose Shark?
Yeah, I'm here. I had it going the other way. I had it going 3-1 to Foxfire, but talking about thinking about these different teams, it's a lot closer. But I'll stick with a 3-1 versus Foxfire, just on
principle.
just on results alone and what I originally thought. Changing your answer is often wrong.
You are aware they just got completely shut out, like lights out in the last game, right?
This guy said he didn't want to be negative. What the fuck? God damn!
And somebody else also said facts are facts.
That is a fact.
Yo, I may have.
I
said
calls
that,
him
but
like I sees him,
still.
all right? I'm a whale biologist. Calls him like I sees him.
They did get 500 and owed on Flashpoint, I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry, 300 and owed on
Jesus
Flashpoint.
Christ.
So, and they got 6% on Control because we let them cap first to. Yeah, anyway, they got 6% on Control. So.
Stop making me want to change my answer to a 3-0. Thank you.
I love being a contrarian, so prove
Hey,
me
all
wrong
good.
or not.
I appreciate the hot take. Wyatt, you want to explain your 3-1?
Yeah. I mean, we played against Sirens, and they were a man down, and they still played pretty well. We still 3-0'd them, but they still played pretty well. And like you said, like Foxfire, that doesn't seem like a fun game and not nice to think back on for next week. So I mean, I'd love to see them take a map, you know, get at least some confidence back for later in the season or for that next week. But Sirens are just gonna win this.
Come.
I want to see an upset. I want to see a crazy upset. Like I want to gamble on this team. I just want to see it happen. I just want to see the reverse sweep. I want
Do
to
I
see
need
them
to go back to buy
0-2
or sell
effort.
for you?
He's wishing it into existence.
Dude, I'm
He's
actually
trying to
I'm
manifest.
gonna
it.
manifest it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna manifest it. I'm going
Yeah,
out
you're
camping to find a shooting star just to manifest it.
Yeah, you're heading to the casino. You're putting it all on red, and you're gonna lose that money, pal.
No, no,
yeah,
no.
I think it's.
I mean, it's
I think
12:20. You
3-0
could probably find a
Sirens.
star.
They said
I
they
think it's
said they're
3-0
hitting the
Sirens.
VODs. They said they're hitting the VODs. Foxfire said they're hitting the VODs, and they're going to VOD the game they played against us. And I assume they're having a heavy scrim week ahead of them to not perform like that again. So hopefully they come out with a new look. You know, hopefully they come out firing.
Yeah, but I think Sirens are coming out angry. Like I think they know, like despite the 0-2 record, they're like they're aware they played again, likely right now the two best teams in the group, and they know it's like smoother sailing from here. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
like let's shake those off. Those are done, whatever. And I think they're gonna come in, they're gonna play angry, and they're really gonna come in with a head of steam, and they're gonna show the tier what they're actually capable of against a team that maybe isn't quite as high up in the echelon right now. But yeah, Sirens, I think got this pretty handily.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next game, which is Moonlight Heroes versus the Shrimpletons. One of these I don't. One of you I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, and I feel betrayed right now. But I'll let you guys go around, and I'll talk about. My betrayal will be very voiced later.
I think that Moonlight is very good. As I said before, I think they're very capable. I think they have multiple different looks, which makes them very strong. I haven't seen multiple different looks from Shrimple, and I've seen wonkiness in the current look that they have. So I think Moonlight is just gonna once again sweep them off their feet. I think they're not gonna be able to handle the multiple different looks that Moonlight has, and I think Moonlight's gonna take it 3-0.
Dark.
All that being said, looking at like the teams that they've played, both Moonlight and the Shrimpletons, they've beaten similar teams and they've lost to similar teams. At least where they've ended up on the standing, they've won and lost to very similar team matches. They just happened. Different. They both lost that first week, I believe, and both won the second. I think it's gonna be close. I give it the Shrimpletons 2, but it could easily go the other way 3-2.
Wyatt.
All right. This is Shrimpleton season. Vila, I'm very disappointed in you for leaving the Shrimpleton squad. Okay. And yes, I just now thought of that. But yeah. I know we talked about Moonlight Heroes earlier. I know I bottomed them, but Shrimpleton sweep. That's all I have to say. Now, you say anything negative, Vila, walking out that fucking door. Alright?
Oh, don't tempt me anymore, please. Don't twist my arm. We would hate that.
Oh no.
Gom, you're first up.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's gone. I hate that guy.
Go cry in the corner.
Gom, can you take over production? And we can
Yeah, I
just,
got you,
we can
man.
just
I
keep
got
it
you.
rolling.
I'll learn.
Awesome, let's do it.
I'm still.
Yeah,
Fuck
we'll-
you! I can still see my. Can you still see me from here?
No, we can hear you, but
Fuck you.
what about
Doesn't matter.
TOS? Whatever happened to that?
Hey, it's just for
Uh,
that's just for camera
I thought we were,
purposes.
I thought we were G-rated. this program.
Who lied to you?
Don't get me on that. Don't get me on that train.
Yeah, don't get me on that
But,
train.
Yeah.
I went to go get a dog because he respects me more. He knocked my headset off.
quick talk shit.
Gom. if you
Yeah. Yeah, well, Moonlight has Hanako, and I believe that she will. I think she's gonna do some crazy stuff. I want to see a 5K, like at least 3 5Ks in one map.
3.
Yeah, let's see
Can we
it.
get the over/under on that? Can we hit up Vegas and?
You
Yeah,
know
let's
what?
go.
I'll
Let's
go
go.
in.
Better
I'll
sound
go
like-
in with you. I'll go in for 2 5Ks at least. You know, the
No,
farthest
no, no.
interest.
Hanako's gonna get 3 5Ks in one map.
If she's on
I'm
the Genji,
cautious.
I can definitely see that.
No, it's gonna be on Sojourn. Sorry, it's gonna be on Sojourn.
He's
I'm still a
narrowing his
believer,
odds
it's
even
alright.
more.
Yeah, I'm taking Moonlight Heroes as well. I have it 3-2 because I think these teams are honestly kind of evenly matched right now. I have them both kind of in that middle ground right now. I think they're both like middle of the table, dead center of the league, and so I think it'll be a close one. I think it'll be like a lot of brawl, a lot of back and forth. I think Shrimpleton's played a decent pace, and I thought they looked pretty good in the mirror last week. But yeah, I think Moonlight Heroes right now are just a bit better, and then yeah, Hanako diff. So Moonlight 3-2, but part of me wants to change it to 3-1, but I'll just stick with 3-2.
Hey, look at this dog, Joe. gonna be replacing you next week. All right, say hi to your new host, Kip.
Oh no.
He's a good boy.
That I can't compete. You know, that's just an objective upgrade, you know?
I know. He supports me. Alright. You can go now, Kip. I proved my point. Okay. Next we're going to Mass Effect versus KRP Thunder.
Yeah, I think that I watched over, obviously, the featured match and then KRP Thunder's VODs, and I really struggled to see anything too positive. And I think that Mass, obviously, last week went up against arguably one of the stronger teams of the bracket, and they've got a second DPS on their roster sheet now, so I think that we'll see a lot more of improvements. Everyone, at least last week, was very much hyping up. I think Levy. Sorry if that's
Levy,
wrong.
Levy's a goat.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of obviously shining. There's only a limit to one person can do, so I think a week's practice behind them, a lower bracketed team to kind of regain the confidence, and I think that it's going to be a very easy 3-0 for them.
Mark.
I don't know that I can make a decision on this one. I don't think I know enough about.
Well, apparently you did. I see your prediction on the screen right there, so.
Yeah.
Good,
You
yeah.
wanna explain yourself? So you're our guest, and I'm just putting you in the hot seat here.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Speak your
Mez.
speak your truth.
Alright, fair enough. Mez did have the difficult opponent last week, but even against that, they're still down -4 on the over/under. KRP's flat. It's gotta count for something. I'll stick to the 3-1 for KRP.
Oh, but Wyatt.
Alright. I think I love Levy so much. She's the GOAT. And also, like we said, they played probably the best team in that pool last week. They get 3-0'd, but most of that team's spirit never breaks. It hasn't in like a year of them being together when they were originally Mets. Like most of that team is still together. I've never once seen their like mental breakdown. So I don't think that's gonna affect them too much. So I still think that Maz wins this 3-1.
Gum.
Okay. So I think Levy will be the reason that Maz takes 2 maps off of Thunder, but I do want to see an upset again, like just something crazy out of nowhere, because Thunder they haven't been looking too hot because they got a bye this week, and first week they got 3-0'd by Team Fest Don't Lie. I want to see it happen. Let's make it happen.
Dom, you gotta pick. Do you want your points or do you want upsets, man? Which one do you want?
Can't have both.
Just give me the upsets, man. I care more about the upsets.
He's
The
going to
points
the
will come.
mountains.
The points will come in time.
He's going to the mountains, finding the shooting stars for these upsets. You know.
Honestly,
I'm harvesting them.
damn.
No, I'm sure the casinos love you. They just rake in
They
your money
do.
all the time.
No,
But-
no.
No, I think Mass Effect have this. It's the same situation as Sirens. You know, they were in week 1 without their tank, without Optiball, one of the better tanks in Harmony, a very consistent, very good tank, and without a DPS as well. So I don't think you can really put too much stock in that. And then they just played GP and still had some bright spots. So yeah, I think just like Sirens, they know this is their chance to really bounce back, and they're gonna play angry and they're gonna rally in with a quick 3-0.
I just want to say, Gom, before we go to the next one, you're only 32 games of blackjack away from being a trillionaire, just so you're aware. I think it's a billionaire, actually, but still. Alright, go to Queen's
No,
Guard
trillionaire.
So close
versus
to hitting
Boston
that diamond
University.
just
Yeah, I pred. Well, hold on. What was my pred? Yeah, 3-0.
Boston Uni.
I'm really big on this Boston University Pink team, and I'm very confident that a slower team like Queensguard is not going to be able to handle the pacing, or it's not even just the pacing like this team, it's the sheer aggression. It's almost inting, quite honestly. It's almost just like, oh, we see someone, let's go. And I think that's for the first couple of maps, that's going to be really difficult to work around, and I think they're going to be able to. And maybe the third map is close, but I still think that Boston Uni put it out. I think they've got a fantastic parts. Like I said before, there's no real weak role for this Boston Uni team, so I think they really do take it over.
Okay, Shark, you want to explain why you are betting against yourself here?
I am not. If you look in the
You lied to me?
DM that I have to you, I have Queensguard 3-2.
I think you lied to me.
Wyatt. Yeah.
I think you
I am
changed
not
it.
lying.
You
I
up
can
on
see
that.
it right now.
I
Queensguard.
No,
I
no.
can't
Quit
see it.
gaslighting this
3-2.
man.
I can't
No,
see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
The graphics don't lie. The graphics don't lie.
Well,
Yeah, what do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, look, what are you talking about? You've always been pretty Queensguard. It's right there.
Ah,
On this
yeah,
screen,
yeah.
Do that.
You know,
You think Wyatt-
it's a late night. It's a late night. This said, Queensguard against
Cut out.
Pew Pew Plunderers. Very good match, and we're very much confident in a little more time, a little bit more practice as a squad with some players who haven't been around that long. And I can't say the same for, like what we talked about earlier, for Boston. They're up, but they're up against questionable opponents, or even, or were they had one person at one match that just their team didn't show up, correct? Or somebody else.
No, that was Marmoris had
No.
that.
That was Mars. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the
Same for
Shrimpletons.
Boston. Okay. All right. But for Boston, I'm not up on who they beat. And I think Queensguard we played a very good match against Pew Pew Plunder, who was held in higher esteem, at least by the tier maker tier list. So I think Queensguard's got this 3-2.
Bubba Wyatt.
All right. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, Boston University hasn't really played anybody, and Queensguard has played has played really well, and has played against like the other best team in this pool, and there was a close game, so I don't really see. I can see Boston University taking a map. I can't see them winning this.
Dom.
Okay, well, Boston University, their tank, they have Batman as their tank, okay?
Fucking what?
Like, you're not gonna beat Batman. I'm sorry,
wrong,
Shark.
Marvel
I'm sorry,
simp.
but they have
Marvel
Batman
simp.
on tank. They have Batman, okay?
I'm desperately searching the
I've heard
roster
enough.
sheets for this now.
All right.
Doesn't
yeah.
Batman get his bat broken? His back broken?
Are you calling the Queensguard Bane? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Perhaps. I mean, Pena's pretty wild. Pena gets sped in.
Were you born in the darkness?
Yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
Just-
but
Pena
Pena grinded
Pena
out.
sadly
We've all
doesn't have
grinded out of it.
Pena doesn't have the voice of Tom Hardy, sadly. So we'd have to. Well, we'll see. Depending on how this game goes, we might have to call Boston. We might have to call the Queensguard Bane for a little bit.
Yeah, I got them 3-1. I'm still pretty big on them. I mean, they were in a really good position to win against Plunderers, which are looking like one of the best teams right now. And I think admittedly they just kind of choked on Esperanza. They had like 3 or 4 opportunities. They just needed one stinking team fight and just couldn't quite get it. But yeah, I think they look really good. And I think the aggression of people like Pena and Dumpster Baby will do very well into Boston. and another one that might age poorly. But again, I just don't put a lot of stock into who Boston have beaten so far. So I think kind of for both teams, more so Boston, this will be a bit of a test. You know, this is the litmus test to see how good they really are. But
I will say,
still got
in the
Queen's Guard.
background, I have a very irate viewer who has a strong opinion about this upcoming match.
Would you like to? Are they?
Yeah, I'll go on.
Would you like to put them on, or why? Or are they
Yeah,
gonna break
they're-
TOS?
I don't know. Can you be civil, or can you come over here and talk into this mic? He's coming
can be
over. Hold
civil.
on. I'm giving him the headset.
Make sure you introduce yourself first.
Hello. This is Red Knight, the resident.
Oh, it's fucking Red Knight? Oh, bro, brother. Get me out of here.
Yeah. My only comment is it's tough. I understand there's a lot of odds. Boston University, I feel like it. Yeah, I'm gonna be very frustrated if we even if we win 3-2. And that's really what it boils down to. I'm not gonna flame. It isn't like that. He was just I was definitely emoting over here because we're voting right now about other stuff. And yeah. I think you're gonna see Savo doesn't just he also kind of gaps their both supports on Boston University. I think that's the biggest thing. I think Savo is quite literally the best player on our team right now, I would say. So, or Dumpster Baby, sorry. We call him Savo. Anyway, but yeah. Hi guys, bye guys.
Alright, bye, Red Knight.
Thank you for coming on. Nice having you.
This guy was over here across the way, like waving his arms at me, going, "No!"
I think this is a really. Oh,
That was
sorry,
like the last person that I expected, if I'm gonna be honest.
Who are you expecting?
I don't know, but I wasn't ready for.
Were you expecting Pina?
No, that just wasn't the first. This is not how I expected to hear Red Knight's voice for the first time. So that was like the last person I expected to join.
Tell you what, if it helps you think about it, he made the call on Route 66 that made the difference there. So
Oh, he made the Ryan call.
he made the Ryan call. He said, "Do the May
That makes sense.
do the May Ryan in the mine shaft," and I knew where he was going from there, and we brought the team in.
Yeah, that's fit.
I think it's undeniable this is a big week for Boston, and I even argue the Queens.
yeah.
I think if they can win against such an aggressive team, I think it gives them a lot of momentum going forward. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this.
I think they
Yeah.
run forward straight into a trap, but whatever.
I think if Boston win, it's big for Boston if they win, but if Queensguard gets a 3-0 sweep, like dominates this, then that just like that
Straight.
sadly proves what I was saying about Boston. It's that it's like those two first wins, them being 2-0 already is kind of questionable.
You gonna give the Queensguard any credit there for a win, or is it just that Boston rods?
I think if you guys dominate Boston in a 3-0, then you guys get very little credit for that win, in my opinion, because it just proves what I was saying about Boston. But if it's a 3-1, then you get some credit for it.
So throw 2 and then 3-0.
Yeah, please
Gotcha.
do.
If you reverse, if you lose 2, you get even less credit for it.
No,
Because
okay.
I know
So
you're throwing.
go up 2-0, lose 2, and then win the last one. They get the most amount of credit.
I guess yeah, sure. If you're trying to game my points,
Okay.
then yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's go and get into our last one. We have the feature match, which you can watch next Monday on the Tranquility Twitch
This Twitch.
at 9 p.m. EST. Yeah, this Twitch. I was about to say the name of it, and I'm like, you're already here. You already know what it is. And it is Pew Pew Plunderers versus Diamond Eagles. Wolfie.
Yeah, I put this as a 3-2 for PP Plunderers. I think that Scotty drags him to victory in the end, honestly. I think that what I saw of Diamond Eagles, they may not be the most highest thing, but they're definitely the most surprising with what they come out on, and it can throw teams through a lot of loops. I was seeing some weird hog gameplay that did not look half bad at all, with a mixture of like a very solid hit scan presence on the map, It's rather who can knock out each other's hit scans first. If they don't knock out PP Plunderers, then I think that it's very possible for them to sweep. But I think that if their DPS struggle against Diamond Eagle's DPS, then Scotty has to drag them to the 3-2 finish line.
Dark.
I
You're
like.
so right.
PPU managed to squeak one out over the Queen's Guard the other week, so I'll take them over the Diamond Eagles. I think they're going to take that. Even with Tokyo Row Records not putting up much of a fight in one.
Alrighty. How about Wyatt?
I just think PvP is a really good team right now. I mean, you guys were talking about Scotty up earlier. I don't think I've seen like a day go past where he's not sitting in a Galactic VC playing comp with at least one of his teammates. So, oh yeah, I'm not gonna boost Puller. Never mind. But Puller has been posting some banger videos on the Space Pirates Twitter. If you have not seen those videos yet, please go and watch them every match day. I've been told that the outtakes are also really good, but I'm yet to see any. So if someone could send me those, I'd really appreciate it.
Gum.
Yeah, I've said this before. It's been known. I'm a known Keegs and Yako fan. They kind of messed me up with my Preds last week because I voted a 3-1, I believe, and they went to 3-2, I think.
Yeah.
If they do it again, something bad is gonna happen to Keeg. So he better
Thank God.
step it up.
Yeah. I just think Plunderers are way better.
I
think
forgot about
Scotty's
Yako.
gonna dominate. I think Yako's getting on that Cassidy. He's getting to work. He's gonna be flipping heads
Yako's
and-
insane.
Yako's
Oh yeah.
Yako's nuts. I love
Yako's
that
been
guy.
insane.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be easy day at the office for Plunderers.
That's all of our predictions, so.
Yes. So we're gonna go into our final bit now, and this is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be.
You can do
Are you
it.
putting it up, the graphic? Perfect. Awesome. So this is going to be Vila's, Bernie's, Nerf's Player of the Week. I need to get out my phone, my notepad, to get out all of my nominations. I want to do this a little differently. I just said the one player last time, but I want to shout out more people who at least made like a finalist kind of cut. So those people are, we mentioned them earlier, Hanako from Moonlight Heroes, Ant from PP Plunderers, Jin from Marmaris Caribus, Eternal from Galactic Penguins, Dosa, also from Galactic Penguins, and Dumpster Baby from the Queen's Guard. And the winner is Jin from Marmaris Caribus. I thought their Winston play looked really incredible. Not quite as big on the Orisa, but yeah, their Winston, just like Dumpster Baby. Sorry, I got confused with a different game for a moment, but yeah, they were instrumental in them being able to get that 3-2. I don't think they win that without Jin's Winston play. So well done, and congrats to Jin for earning Player of the Week.
Yay! No.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, okay, so I voted Marmars to go 3-0. But fucking Jin, I'm calling him out right here. Jin inted my Preds. Jin single-handedly inted my Preds. I'm calling you out right here, Jin. Don't int my Preds ever again. You hear me?
Wah wah.
He did it on purpose too, so.
Real.
That's all.
That was good. That was real. By the way, we don't have the leaderboard for this week because I've been extremely busy with other podcasts and my own matches. So the leaderboard for this stream will be up next. We'll have it for next week. So that's all I have.
Yep, that's gonna wrap it up for this one for Bronze Banter. Join us next Thursday. Thank you so much to Wolfie and to Shark Tank for joining us, giving their predictions and giving us their thoughts on the Harmony tier this week. We'll see you all in the next one.
Bye.
Good night.